Hello, I'm back once again, and today is Friday. The week is over. Had some busy days. I am quite tired, and then also having shit Wi-Fi also doesn't help. And the problem isn't technically the problem isn't shit Wi-Fi. It's more the fact that I am the furthest away from the router. Like I legit couldn't be further away, and that is just too much of a distance for my antenna to handle. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a research on Wi-Fi over power because that exists. But let's first jump into Stormworks because that's what Friday's for, isn't it? Hello. I keep thinking that my camera's in its old location when it isn't. It's gonna happen a lot still. But yeah, basically the Wi-Fi is just too weak. That's why the stream was also a bit late. Because well, my PC just didn't want to connect to the network. Yeah, everything's a bit cramped. Oh well. But yeah, last few days have been a bit busy. Today was a lot calmer, but I've also been to the barber. But yeah. But yesterday was waking up early, driving for like 1.5 hours, and then driving some more, then trying to bend metal, then driving some more. Finding out my dad got really angry after he found out he actually has to pay money in a divorce, which apparently he thought he didn't have to. Surprising, I know. Yeah. What was I doing? Did I drop the container? This time it keeps the altitude. Oh yeah, it was bouncing up and down. It's bouncing up and down more and more. Oh no, you don't. Wee. Hello, slime. Whoop. No, don't do another flip. I forgot about the flips that it does. But what is it? No, fine. Had a bit of a busy couple of days. Is it a thrust spoilers? No. What is it? What is it that's holding this back? Ah. Turns out my thing got stuck. FOV. Are there FOV settings? I just have it on this. Have it on the standard settings. Never really changed my FOV things, and in this case, it is kind of nice to have. Now it should slowly drop, especially when moving forward. Yeah, the last couple of days for me, I've basically been driving a lot. But driving is fun. I mean, you do see your fair share of incompetence on the road. You know, people that think they can just go over 2 lanes without bothering anybody. Wait, I think I can lighten the fuel tanks a bit? If I'm correct, that I could... Wait, symmetry mode. Before I forget. I think is there a fly? Was there a fly walking on my hand? Thought I felt one. Yeah, new apartment. First thing we're suffering from, flies. This should, in theory, shave some weight. So at 4130 as our weight before the change, before I did this. Now it's, yeah, we almost got rid of 30 mass. Still unsure if Stormworks is actually, like, does have a designated mass for it. Like, is it kilos? Is it pounds? What kind of mass? I want to know. There we go, I was a bit thirsty. Yeah, I'm once again dressed nicely because I had another sort of job interview. More like training at a recruitment agency to basically prepare me for a job interview next week. Because sadly the one that I had fell through. Because apparently having multiple things going at the same time, even though they said that that's pretty normal these days to have multiple applications at the same time, which you think would be normal this day and age, as I said. And then they said they're not waiting on a response. So I was kind of confused actually. If I just say 20 and then press altitude hold. But oh well, I mean, whoa. Still reacts with too much, in my opinion. Where's altitude hold going to? There it is. Alt hold, then pit controller 0.3 proportional gain. It makes 0.2. Missile reacts slower if we then remove 0 from here as well. Just changing some numbers to hopefully make the altitude hold function a bit better. In theory, it should work, but yeah, I had to dress nicely in order to, you know. Oh. Let's see how it does now. Ooh, that's nice. Now if we were to do this, it shouldn't be doing that bouncing as much. Still does it. And boom. That should make us go higher. No, 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 don't flip, don't flip, don't flip, don't flip. Damage the front. Damaged a couple of things. Should probably get that fixed. They're only cosmetic damage. Let me twist around. Push forward. And actually, with driving so far, I haven't done it yet, but it could still happen. Where you switch from where you're driving both a manual and an automatic. You're driving the automatic and you're thinking, oh, I'm braking for a turn. I'm gonna have to press the clutch pedal. You don't have that in an automatic. So your left foot goes to the leftmost pedal. But if you only have a throttle and a brake, which pedal are you suddenly pressing? And that's how you end up just stepping on the brake pedal. So it slowly drops me on top. Alright, we are now straddling a container. Now I want to move forward. Oh, alright, no twisting. No twisting. I said no twisting. We have to push up and forward a little bit so I can... No, backwards. I need to go backwards now. Stop twisting around it, you absolute muppet. See, it's going wrong again. That's because this thing likes to twist. almost perfect. All I have to do is go up and backwards. And there go my blades. I forgot how annoying it was to try and get one of those containers into this body. Oh well. Should I actually add a switch? Right, you add a switch that what it does, it holds your... Go to a compass. Like add kind of an altitude hold thing, but instead of an altitude hold, it just sets your... It just gets a compass reading. So it just says, hold my number. And it holds your number. So then you can stop the yawn from happening. Yeah. At 17... 47, no, 37. On. Lights on. Altitude hold on. And we go forward. Because helicopters and VTOLs are still the most efficient way to transport containers. I would love to do more to do with trains and just have a lot of cars being pooled. However, it's not going to be... The rail network just isn't there. Well, it is there, but it's... Not everything is possible with rail. Which for a search and rescue / transporting game is surprising. Alright, yeah, we move forward. Also, altitude hold off. Should start dropping. Quit rotating, you absolute... No, you don't. You're not rotating the other way all of a sudden. No, quit that. This is a continuous fight for trying not have the thing rotate on me completely. Because it will. No, down. Stay on it. You have to stay on it. Just have to move forward a bit and then slam down on it. See, it tries to twist on me. Right, the back is in. Mostly in. I have to add to that, but with this I can fully bring it in. No, don't. Fine, go hang the other way. Like, it does fit. Last time I checked. I even got the recommendation to make the doors not open just 90, but a little bit more. Where does it just block because the hole is too small? What is this? Why is it? Why even is it exactly? Why was it stuck? DVG freight terminal. That freight terminal is, I think... Yep, so this container isn't even worth it, because I'm not traveling to the Arctic. Sawyer North Freight Terminal. This one, Sawyer North Freight Terminal. Sawyer North, BBG. JSI. Wait, the JSI one. Isn't it down here? Yeah. On that container. Because I actually have to focus on this, surprisingly enough. Especially when using keyboard. There we go. 2 hours, 120 minutes. 2 hours to do what I need to do. Can I get away with connecting 2 ropes? I mean, it's all about the hardpoint connector, isn't it? As long as it's up, it should be up. Well, there goes the chance at this one. What happened? Why did it... Oh. Oh, I think I see the problem now. Yep. You get stuck on this part. Alright, let's try that again. Internet connection issues, yay! I legit had trouble connecting to the internet. Like my PC just didn't want to connect to it. Oh, because well, I'm the furthest away. Alright. I don't know why that's happening, but that's happening. Right, the doors are open. Wait, altitude hold is still on, right? Yeah, altitude hold off. Full manual mode. Full manual mode with a failure to, well, I'm on it now. Not graceful, but I'm on it. This is not what happens. It starts twisting the container because the helicopter's trying to twist. I'm sick of raising that only Stormworks knows. Too far forward, too far forward, or too far backward still. Yep, land on it, slide on it. No. Yeah, it should be sliding over at least. Yay for falling off. Being able to walk over. Oh. There we go. Hardpoint connector done. Where did it need to go? Sawyer North. That is there. This might do a flip once it reaches altitude. So I have to be quick about this before I flip out of this helicopter. Like that. We have reached altitude, I guess. Alright, well. And thrust spoiler away. Making the world's shittiest airplane to ever exist. Yeah, it's better if I just aim forward. And then while it's doing that, compensate it for a little bit. And maybe try and turn it in the right bloody direction. Yaw is one of the most difficult things in a helicopter. Trying to control that is difficult. Let's see if I can make it the next 20 kilometers, because this thing seems to be quite quick, actually. Quicker than I expected. If I add a little bit of thrust spoiler in there. Why is it so happy to roll over? I have to try something. It didn't help at all. I mean, you have only 17 kilometers to go. Only 17 kilometers. With enough fuel to last me forever, basically. Jet engine's doing the right thing. Out hold. Peak 180. Meantime, I'm still twisting away. Another kilometer down. Should still make a container bomb. Like, imagine the surprise you're getting when you see this innocent looking helicopter flying over. But as soon as it flies over, it opens the bay and just drops a container on you. A container filled with bombs. And then everything explodes. Tired. As I said, yesterday was just a day full of me basically just driving. And when I realized I'm not on a call, let me fix it really quickly. Because usually with my streams I am in the general chat. of my on my Discord server. What, 13 kilometers still? I'm not sure why it does that, but it does that. Also, those are mountains, and what I might want to do is go a tad bit higher. Oh yeah, I will be doing like multiple flips after this. No, apparently if you keep pushing forward, you don't. Oh well, we're almost there already. The Sawyer Islands are here. Yeah, I had to wake up early yesterday to bury my sister somewhere that's like an hour away almost, and drive back from that. Then I went to do something. Then I got called because the stuff. Then I had to drive back. Got experience my dad. Basically, it's maddest I've ever seen him. He was pissed. He was not happy. Because as I said, he learned that in a divorce you have to pay, if you are the one party that makes money, that you have to pay a lot of money because, well, the other party doesn't have a lot of it. You own all the things, basically. You have the wealth, that means you're gonna have to pay. If you're the one without wealth, then, well, then you have to, that means you have to pay less. But yeah, that it was just shaking. That's how mad he was. So that was fun. Then I drove a little bit more and eventually delivered the car back to my grandma because I borrowed it from her because I don't have a car yet myself. I do want one. Why are we doing this? Hold on, this is rolling. This isn't. I'm giving it the wrong inputs. Why was it rolling like that? It doesn't matter because we are 5 kilometers out. Wait a minute, I just thought of something. If you build a fighter jet, but you do allow it to carry a cannon, could you, in theory, have a fighter drop off a container? Yes, I'm storing the ropes again. I'm still making progress. Trust me, the thrust spoiler of the jet is making sure of forward movement. Slow forward movement, this is a lot faster. But yeah. And today I had to do some more driving. Like yesterday I drove in an automatic, today I drove in a manual because it was my grandpa's car on the other side of the family, which... Funny thing is, even though my dad is the one that kind of messed things up, we're still good with family. Like that side of the family did nothing wrong, so we're not bothered. We're gonna lower ourselves once again. That's where it does the flip. Alright, we are pointing in the wrong direction. Ooh, don't try and do a flip on me again. Just trying to get him moving forward. I never realized that was there. Turn around loop there. And now it's time to go a little bit lower. To 50. Still causes a flip. And almost 90-degree change of direction. No, you don't flip on me. I'm gonna turn the altitude off. Aim myself in the right direction while plummeting towards the ground because I'm moving forward. Alright, we're almost there. I assume we're gonna have to drop it off within those white lines. Alright, well. Don't tell me it got stuck. Or it's quite lucrative, actually. Problem is if you get stuck. It's the only way to kind of get it out of there is through a rope. Just connect the rope. Now it's on the floor. There we go. See, it can do it. I'll turn on my fan a bit. Let me go underneath my desk. There we go. Yeah, I'm a smart man. I have a fan up there, like underneath my bed, aimed at my face. Alright, for this one it will be totally different because this is a totally different pattern. This is offset from the other one, which means it doesn't get painted at all. Go, and now we get to have some fun with the interior paint. Yay! Yeah, this stream might not also be that long purely because I am tired. Turns out driving takes a lot of energy. Like a lot of it. My first seat color, that's just gonna be like basically black. Don't worry, I will deploy a light. Still have to do interior and exterior lighting anyway, but eh. Paint. Just gonna paint it almost black. Paint it almost black just sounds like a Weird Al song. That's a song about the color gray. Hey, my phone is fully charged again. That's what happens when you use a super fast charger. You know? Will it unlock? Yes, it will. Because of course. Now we'll grab green, additive mode. Change the color of everything to be green. Then we have a button here for lights, I think. Where does the backlight button go to? Bunch of backlights. Give it power, then we need helicopter lights. Yay! Time to look that up on my phone because that's what I use my phone for, to look up random shit. Let's see. Helicopter lights. Here's a good image. Alright, so from the front, there needs to be a color of lights. From the side, you need to be able to see colors of light. And you guessed it, from every side, you need to be able to see some light. Yeah. So you have around this area, there will be a light that will be red. There will be one, like, right around this area here, which, let me do that real quick. Grab a light, put the light here. Also needs to be a red. Then there needs to be a yellow one. And then we need, I guess I'll put those here. Visible from this side and everything. Alright. Let's start with the red. Red needs to be on the back here and here. And if we look from the front, it needs to be, this side needs to be red. Oh. Because this side needs to be green. And then this one needs to be yellow. There we go, that has lights, but those lights need power, and also they need, oh, that's the Windows button, I don't want to press that. And where's the backlight? Right here. There we go, now we have lights. Now we need a light in the inside. That's inside the fuel tank, but I can easily block it off with a couple of lights. And then we do additive. If we do this, that's very less light, but fine. Then right here, we want white light. Very bright light. This is the cargo area, and it needs to be lit up. So that's going to be 4 lights. And go back to this one. We connect everything up so it'll make sense with logic. Then we spawn it in. The light makes it look a little more complicated. That's a little bit more finished. Right, let's turn the lights on. And make it nighttime. And then actually get out of here before the battery runs out. Lights off, lights on. Doesn't really matter all that much in here. Although in here it does make a bit of a difference. I could just grab this color and shove it everywhere, but I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. I mean, I could definitely do something like... this with black in between to indicate, yo, this area is dangerous. And technically this tape is correct, if you know, at least from a Dutch perspective. This is perfectly legal, according to the safety regulations, of course. Because you have two different types of tape you can use. We all know the red and white sort of police tape, and that just means do not enter. This area is off limits, there's danger. Well, yellow and black, I'm not sure it works anywhere else outside of Europe, or the Netherlands for that thing, is yellow and black is a change in elevation. Like, hey, there's a step if you can trip, or there's a bump, there's like a bump here you should be careful of. I guess I can do the same color of interior. Gonna become plain fill again because fill the plane. Wow, this painting goes a lot easier. I sure hope it doesn't mess up anything outside. Huh, for once it didn't. Actually quite nice. Oh yeah, let me just make it daytime again. Pour from some more paint there. The pivots and everything. So if we open up the door, You can see, alright, oh wait, this area is dangerous to walk on. And you know not to. As you should have learned within your safety meetings and everything. If you ever had those. Of course, it's all regulations and stuff. Things that a surprisingly small amount of people care about. But what about safety rules? Like safety rules being written in blood? Because that is true. Safety rules did not just suddenly exist to bother you. They were made because there were people that suffered. If you have people drop stuff on, like fall off a couple of things over and over again, there is going to be a point in time where they're going to say, alright, that's it. We are going to put some sort of safety thing on there to keep everybody safe. Like that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna say, alright, we're done with this, you're gonna be safe or not. It's gonna have to be a rule. What is that? Why is there a button? Why is there an arrow there? Oh, that's why an arrow's there. It's there as well because wing pieces. Or doors, but probably wing pieces. Yeah. I've done the lights, I've done the paint, I can refuel. Wait, did I make a list somewhere? Let's see. That's car paint color. Yacht tuning all told have been. I'm gonna say. Oh, there goes a piece of paper again. Let me grab that. Let me grab that real quick. Oh yeah, I just did a drink on stream, which means I get to put it off the list. The list with markings that indicate how much drinks I've had, how much I still have to do, because for some reason people are just spamming hydrate. Is there a piece of paper behind there? I'm finding out a lot of things. Taken off this list. Can be taken off. This one can be taken off and put to the side because there's paint for my potential car, and that is another thing done. Oh yeah, I still have to do the lights. Apart from that, everything's pretty much painted. If I were to open up the doors as well, you don't really see any white stuff left. But if I'm done, what do I make next with this helicopter? Because I have a helicopter now. I could make the container bomb right now. Or I could do something else. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys want to see me make something. If you have any recommendations, make sure to tell me, because I'd love to try and make something that you guys requested. Save this. Let's see, what is a creation that is old that I... still want to finish at some point in time. I mean, I think this is a train that I also built on stream. And then at some point try to make a nuclear train. Yeah, nuclear steam engine. That wasn't really functioning. Be about a cruise ship. No, I'm not. I'm on the safe one. I want to load a vehicle. I saw a train. Yeah. Hit brick. This train will run forever. But what do I... Let me grab my phone and make a wheel. Grab the wheel of names. Wheel of names. Why does it think above those wheel of cheese? Alright, we'll go with car, a truck, a train, a plane, a boat. Car, truck, plane, train, or boat. So basically a land vehicle, and it lands on plane, but I'm not feeling plane at the moment, so we remove plane, and it rolls on train. What do I want to do with a train? I might as well make a car, actually, like something you can just go out in, with like seating for 5 people. So you have one center console, 3 seats, or once. Well, So with this, you have 2 seats, and then you have an extra here, then you have here. So you can have 3, 3, or 1 in the center, 3, and then boom. A 11 wide car. I'm gonna make it a little bit long. Add a wheel with suspension. 5x5, I guess. We're gonna go pretty sizable here. There we go. That is that done already. Then we need an engine. I'm half tempted to grab a medium engine and just say slap it in there and be done with it. And it would be the easy way out. However, we're gonna go modular. If your thing's here, they have a line here. Yeah. 5. Then it's cylinders, which are these little things. And I'm gonna put 3, 4, 5. And then 6. I just realized that on the bottom here, because I want all-wheel drive, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna mess with that a little bit. Might want to push the engine forward a block. Here's a singular one though. Then we add the manifold corners. We add an exhaust going down on one side only. And actually, let's add it to the bottom. Then pull it all the way back and have it come out right before the rear wheel. Right, that exhaust ready, we need coolant. First, let's put the belt drive on there. And then a radiator, I guess. Electric radiator. I think I'm gonna have to get a little bit longer with this. I'm gonna make it. This vehicle will have a total length of 7.5 meters. Probably shorten this cabin part a little bit, but we'll see about that. Then we want to grab a radiator. Probably gonna go for a 5x5 since I want cooling. I don't want this thing to run hot. I want this thing to basically be freezing. Though it does add a lot of height, what I might actually do is something a little bit weirder. Symmetry mode. 2 smaller ones. I'm now realizing that if I don't aim these correctly, it will heavily limit what I can do. Because I have to cross, but if I want to put a modular... there are a couple of things that I need to put on there. For one, a starter. That's a necessity. A fluid pump. This is why I fear the interference. I can go out there, go then... The problem is, if I have them both at the bottom, how do I cross? I can't, that's the problem. Kind of squeezing myself in here. I do want my radiators back, but I also need an alternator, which will be in the way even more. Even though I only need one of them. But we come out... Here, let's do a theoretical route here. Let's grab a... coolant manifold, because everything's connected to each other, I can pull this off. We do it right here, and then we corner everything. And then we have to... Yep. That's where the problems start. What I could do, actually, is... do this, and then do this, because I'm probably gonna go over the engine anyway. With one more. I can, in theory, run a coolant line up and over. Then I do this, then I grab a tank small. put it here and say fresh water. There we go. That's a coolant loop. Done. Then we have the fuel and the air that needs to be done. Because if the air... Is it me? It might just be the small screen. Also, do I need to move this? Yeah, I do need to move this way a little bit more. I know. Need to put a flywheel on there first. That I now realize that will block the exhaust immediately. So we're gonna have to reroute that around. Then we need a clutch. Then we go down. Like this would add length. But I feel like I can get rid of a lot of seating area. A T-piece. I'm now also realizing that I'm gonna need to go around the other side for the power delivery. Pipe and T-piece enclosed. Gearbox goes where is... Let me go through a stack of paper that is... Come on. That is this thick already. That's a lot of paper. Or did I have it here already? No, it didn't. Look for a piece of paper with staples in the side. Because that's my piece of paper that says that where stuff goes for a gearbox. Here, it's right in front of me. Nice. I should take a look through this, and if there's like one piece of information on there, just put it on another piece of paper. No, this one. Probably one more RPS if I want to put a actual gearbox in here. Possibly. I want to multiply the RPS, which means towards engine. Pipe. Then we just pull this straight through. Grab the angle. Place it wrong because of course. There we go. Oh. Let me in the meantime do all this. Then grab a catalytic converter and shove it in there while checking that that is exhaust out. Grabbing a straight... No, that's not a straight pipe. It's a T-piece. It goes sideways as well. Actually, that... I just realized how much of an idea that would be to explain sexuality to people that don't understand it. With pipes, you have the straight ones. You also have the angled ones, the ones that aren't straight. But then you have the T-pieces and the angle corners and the crosses and the cross corners, the omni pipes, T-piece corners. All of them aren't straight and have their uses. I know what I'm saying. Seat. I like one driver's seat, please. With also a passenger seat. I don't want a saddle seat. I want an actual seat. Then behind that, I want to put 3 seats in a row. And then behind that, I want to shorten the car by a meter. So instead of 7.5, I'm 6.5 meters long. Because it's a long boy. Like, it's now only 6.5 meters. Which is still quite long for a car. Then stiffness. Nipping and stiffness all the way up. Grab high grip tires to prevent wheel spin from applying torque too quickly. Let's save this one as another off-roader. Boing. See, it sits decently high. It has ground clearance. Oh, symmetry mode. Whoop. I just realized I still have to add fuel and air to it. Where am I gonna get the air from? Manifold. Then air. Then filter. Boom, done. Now fuel. Fluid tank large. Because we want this to be exploration. An exploratory vehicle as well. I want to give it the possibilities to go anywhere. Then break down. If I drop it in back here, I don't have any space anymore. So I have to drop it back here. Or would it be better to put... Because these are too tall. Might it be better to put like 2 of those in here? So they protrude less? Ooh, then I can even aim them this way. See, now they're less of a thing. I just have to get to this side, then all the way back here, then... I guess we go around as well, and then we pull up back here. We go in there. We grab a fuel manifold. We put the fuel manifold there. We run a couple lines with another angle. Pipe enclosed teepees. There we go, now we have everything. Do need a battery still. Is a small one will do? Like right here? There's not much electricity in here that needs to be used, just the fans. And then I need my engine controller that I have. Man. Starter, throttle in, can do that. Throttle air, I can do. Throttle fuel, I can also do. RPS, flywheel, button, throttle in, those are the two things that... Well, I can grab a keypad. Slap it down there, say that is your throttle in, and the button being 4. So when I say 8, then I realized that I didn't connect any clutch at all to the W and S, and also inverter, numerical inverter. Then for some reason the car doesn't want to do. What? Why doesn't the car start anymore? Why does it sound like the starter's gone? Or is true, right? That means this turns on, it should actually start the car. Or does it start so quickly that it doesn't even need it? What is happening? Starter is connected to clutch pressures even though aren't, so let's actually grab a constant number and slap that, like, I don't know, right here. Alright, let's troubleshoot then. This is at 0.5. Starter is at false. Why are you at false? It's in the threshold and I'm pressing the button, so it should go to on, right? Throttle in, the RPS gets caught, that does that. I'm very confused right now. Okay, something just doesn't want to do it. Some things aren't connected. It's either not getting fuel, which if I check that, it does get through this complicated long one. Exhaust exists as well. Air exists as well. So why aren't it just starting? Also less than... let me just actually call this one, the number being a composite number with a read on channel 3. So now I can say, alright, this data is going to be composite data for the temperature. What is it? If it reaches over 39, then turn on. Like the fact that I basically have to push start this one. And now we run. Alright. We see if I can do drift with it. Not really, but it drives quite fast and quite nice. I think all the thing was cosmetic damage. That was close. Surprisingly close. What time is it? Oh, it's almost... Ah. But because I'm using suspension, I can't use those trailers, because those trailers are heavy. If you have suspension, it will immediately sag through the suspension and be a pain. But right now the Wi-Fi is fine. It just sometimes has to connect. That's where the problems are. If it just decides no, you're not. I have to get the weight balance. Oh yeah, I don't have brakes yet. Yeah. Famous last words. Oh yeah, I don't have brakes yet. Absolutely slams into something exploding. Whoopsie. Up. Right, but it works apparently. So I guess we hide one bit of logic there. We have two of those, so hide one there, one there. And then we just put this here. We then put that merged back together in there. We grab this to read the temperature. What is the height difference here? 1, 2, and 3. Window being a 2 by 3 by 3? No. No, 2 by 2 by 2. No, 3 by 2 by 2. That's what I'm looking for. Put that right here and right here, then make this the A pillar. Of course, symmetry mode. Give it an A pillar. Then let me put a pivot in there for a door. Same with this one. Then we want to build over this arch as well. Want to basically pull this all the way through, so we create this off-roady looking, very little storage exploration vehicle with doors. That, no, I need to actually do it this way. 4, have those doors go all the way out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 below, 1 above. And for this one, it's just gonna go all the way up. Actually. Nope, nope. Can't do that. Then grab a toggle button. Then grab window. 2 by 3, no, 2 by 2s are going to be used for this. Wait a second. But almost had me there. Almost had me. But that's 3. This one requires a little bit more finesse. There we go. Then we need switch box, which is compact. That's gonna be right in here and right in here to service the little door card thingies. Wait, in here that will interfere with the door actually. Now we'd have substantially more battery-powered things. And I haven't even touched the gearing yet, although I should definitely set one for reverse already. I want the default state to be on. So they are normally closed, apart from the driver's door, because that's the door you are entering. What? Oh, I see what's happening. All right, we're gonna do it that way. Because I technically fucked my own design. I want this chair to be here and this chair which means this seat, including that keyboard, has to... Wait, no. I want just the keyboard right now. So I can pull that in, pull it, just pull it in one, paste it back. Now I grab the seat and move the seat in one. That was my original design. $15. Ooh, I might want to increase ground clearance here. You already have an idea on how to do that. For that, I'm gonna have to pull it up a little bit, grab the wheel again, pull it down one, remerge it. And then try and make it fit in there. There we go. Now I have to do the same for this rear tire. It has to go down one. It has to be pasted. Everything needs to be put back into its place. There we go. Now I'll have to do that is for the front as well, but for this one I'm just going to not be bothered to actually change any of it. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna grab the wheel symmetry mode. I'm gonna connect the steering and then have brakes connected anyway, so all I have to do is just that. Put that back in. Boom, now it's more of an off-roader. So I could pull a sort of Land Rover thing and just cut all this off. Actually, that looks way better. But it does put the fuel tanks in a weird position. However, I can be smart. If I pull this into this, I can then say, alright, 1, 2, and pull one in. Connect that up, boom, merged. Then merge this one together. There we go. Alright, let's see how it looks now. Oh wait, I realized I need to change the wheels to be stiff again. Boom, boom, high grip. Boom, boom, high grip. Now look at the ground clearance compared to before. You can still get in. Sometimes the engine just doesn't start. I don't know what the problem is. It just doesn't want to. What is this? I need to make this clearer. I need a instrument panel. No, not that one here, and have a dial, like an actual one, right there. Alright, this one right here will be a panel with all the buttons and switches and everything, while this one will be RPS, going from 0 to 100. The second instrument will be temperature 0 to 100 on channel 2. Channel 3 will be fuel. It's gonna be, I think, 0 to like 250. And that's gonna be channel 3, and then channel 4 will be, I guess, battery level, but you can already see that one. I'm gonna put it in there anyway. But I'm gonna grab a drink because I'm getting thirsty, so I will push the be right back button and be right back with another drink to add to the tally. So be right back. There we go. I have returned once again. And now I have drink once again. I think I'm drinking a bit weird. That is because I'm moving, like, around a microphone arm. But hey, we have now 4 buttons. We have channel, no, not 4 buttons, 4 dials. 4 dials. Here, this one. Channel 1 is RPS. Easy enough to get. Flywheel. Wait a minute. Oh no. No. I just realized what I did. Let me grab my engine controller again. Because I deleted this bit back here. Guess what I had placed back there? Surprise, it was all my logic. So now I got to quickly reconnect everything. Channel 4 will be the battery, which is... Where is the battery? There's the battery. Channel 2 would be the temperature, so I'm gonna just get one of the radiator, and channel 3 is gonna be the fuel. I'm gonna have to get an add. Wait, do I have space for that on this? Yes, I do have space for a fuel too. Channel 2. Also gets to be a number. Then channel 2 is going to be put on an add. So channel 2, wait, no, it needs to be, wait, hold on, whatever, Oh, channel 3 needs to be channel 3 too. Be channel 3 too. Right now we have to do the composite connection and we have to do the battery electrical connection. Now we have the buttons, such as a flip switch for the lights. Then 2 is going to be a button, it's going to be push, and it's going to be engine. Going to be the ignition. It's going to be a toggle button, you simply push it and there it goes. Channel 2. Then here's going to be a flip switch. This is going to be the hand brake. Channel 3 and channel 4, what kind of button do we put there? But the bonnet, British, which is going to be a flip switch on channel 4, which means we need 4 buttons. Fluid. Gone. Let me mark that off with my pencil as well. Alright, channel 2. Where's 1? 1. Channel 1 is lights, I think. Yep, channel 2 is the ignition, so it goes there. Channel 3 was the handbrake. And channel 4 was something that's non-existent yet. I could do a little bit of a clamshell. Actually, why don't I do a bit of a clamshell design? Pivot. Let me grab this wing tool right here and cut it and paste it. Then move it to this side, cut it and paste it, so I can then merge them onto here. Then let me grab this bit, because if I were to expand it more, I would encroach into that. Cut and paste. Ugh. I think it's easier to just do like this bit, cut and paste, and then grab the pipes and cut and paste them as well, so they are separated now. I can simply grab them and connect it back. Connect these two back. Now we have basically a front sort of clamshell design. Switch box, yes. Another compact switch box. Oh yeah, still have to put the numerical inverter and the... So put the steering in and get the other thing working. This one will be channel 4. So, after giving it some well-needed electricity, and of course getting composite connected to all of it, I'm gonna put one here, which will be edited once again. When it's on a switch box, I need a greater than, which is edited to have a composite with a read. Is it a read or a write? It is this. Channel 3. If it's greater than 39, then do something. And in the meantime, I'm gonna need my inverter back off, not before I do this. So I can then put the inverted number to the steering and then put the other number to the AD on the seat. Alright, now I can just say I want 15. Oh, alright, it does flip out a little bit. That is because it's interfering. If it goes up, it doesn't clear properly. So I have to do this. Hopefully that is enough to have it open smooth. Yep. See, this design is a lot better because it gives you access to the full engine. Actually, now I'm wondering again. Like, if you look at older cars, they had their bonnet or their hood, depending on where you're from, open the other way. I wonder why it was, because it does give you great access. Right, with this newfound ground clearance. Oh, it can clear a lot. Whee! Boink. Oh boy, it flips. What did I do to make it this quick? It's just the back end engine controller, nothing bad. Right. I'm... Hmm. Hmm. Actually, this could be a way to... Let's see how this works. How this does. Let's ask for lesser RPS to begin with. I'm quite happy with this design. What? It still throws itself out.
Hello.
Hello.
That was so fucking painful.
What was painful?
Okay, so I was just like, I'm just gonna stream to see what my internet's like. And I was like, yeah, what do I stream? I'm gonna stream Metal Gear Rising's hardest difficulty, because I hadn't done that yet, right? Like, I hadn't finished it yet. I was like, I can finish that in a reasonable time.
No, you apparently you couldn't.
Well, I did. It took like an hour longer than I expected it to. Because of one bit. And it wasn't the final boss.
Yep.
Also, hello, Schlimpf?
Yeah, those messages are old.
Oh. Yeah, I had two fucking scammers in chat. Because of course I did. Like, one for bots and the other one for the moment they started speaking, I immediately knew they are gonna, at some point, ask me if I want art. Because they immediately, the first thing they did was, like, follow. Which jump scared me, because I still have the secular sound and it's very loud, but whatever. And then they started messaging. And they're like, hey, how's your day? You know, that sort of shit. It wasn't like you, where it was automated messages, though. They did listen to me.
So you immediately shut them down and and then they stopped, or?
Well, I was just saying, I'll let them hang out just for if I'm wrong, right? And then eventually, they were like, hey, I have some ideas for you. And I just said, well, if it's art, then I'm not interested, because I draw myself, and I have vacation now, and I'm gonna literally draw 8 hours a day, so... And then they left immediately.
So you didn't get any messages back? Oh.
No. Not even like, oh, don't you just want to see? Most of them would still do that. But no, this one just left immediately.
Huh.
Anyway. But, no, I was stuck on the part in the Armstrong fight where you have, like, no weapon. Right? I had to look up how to progress past that. You want to know how?
How?
You have to survive. You don't have to hit him at all. You just have to survive. For 2.5 minutes. And he insta-kills you with everything.
You basically have to play perfectly for 2.5 minutes. Hope you don't mess up, because one single mess up is a restart.
You know that thing with the bull where you like in cartoons where they hold up a red cloth and the bull charges and then they jump out of the way?
Yeah.
It was literally that.
I think I have to do another scuffed trick again to get what I want. And it still doesn't work. Why? Hold on.
That's what I was stuck on for the longest, and then I first tried the actual final battle. Like,
can I copy that in here? No. You see, for Stormworks has some weird thing going currently, that sometimes I am not allowed to put in any normal letters within the system.
Uh-huh.
Like, no, within the logic stuff. Which means that for some odd reason, I don't get to do anything with the function. It does allow for numbers. It does allow for symbols like times 3.6. But it doesn't allow for me to put x in there. A variable x, but you're not allowed to select anything. I think I'm gonna have to restart my game for this. So I'm gonna do that real quick, because restarting the game would allow me to continue the creation of this vehicle.
Also,
Yes.
I had to save a sheep today out of the water.
Eh,
But it was really dumb.
it's a sheep.
Because it wasn't like, oh, he fell in while he was like trying to drink or something, right? Because I mean, they don't seem to drink at all. Like they just get most of the water just from the grass, right?
Yeah.
But no, one of them, the youngest one, is like very much attached apparently to people. At least to me. Like he likes being petted, which I did not expect from a sheep. So when they see you coming, well, the other two just come closer because you're about to feed them. But this one actually full tilt sprints at you.
Let me guess. Do they all?
And then
Does the sheep
stops
also like
Hmm?
throw their head around a little bit, like just excitement?
Well, they throw their head around to bash each other or chickens out of the way.
But not like
But
just like pure excitement, just throwing themselves around. Just
a little bit. But once that youngest one literally like jumped up to me like a dog.
It wants a hug. Give
Yeah,
it a
but
hug.
it's a sheep. Why did it do that? But anyway, no. What it did is they saw me coming, and he sprinted to the. You know my garden, right? You know my backyard. We have like the little gate to the actual part where the chickens and the sheep are.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a little bit of space between that gate and the boat roof house thing. And I think it tried to jump in between that. But it didn't make it. So it just fell into the water under the bridge, so I couldn't really lift him out. I could hold him by the horns to, keep him out of the water, to keep him from drowning. I think it's shallow enough that he wouldn't have drowned, but it does kind of suck you in, I think.
Huh.
But, so I kind of guided him to the shore. And then he managed to climb out by himself when I got the fence out the way. Like, I had to assist a little bit. That was just like, what a dumbass.
Wait, hold on. I might have realized a mistake here. Please tell me. It's a caps lock issue. Aw, that is... Stormworks. Stormworks, you are annoying. I was thinking, why can I not put an X in there? But if you turn your caps lock on and then press it, it doesn't do. But yeah.
I hope that he that the sheep remembers to not do that.
If I'm at your place at some point, I kind of want to experience that singular sheep.
Well, I have vacation now.
Yes, and I almost have a job. Again.
Yeah, but you could just immediately ask for vacation.
Well, the thing is, I'm also going to plan vacation for October.
Well, you get more than one vacation shoe. Actually, that depends on how you plan it, I guess. By the way, this is like perfect time for me to go on vacation. Because I'm not the only one. One of my colleagues is also going on vacation. But we are the two main ones working for that project for Romania. And the contract is gonna be signed on Monday.
Okay, I might have to change the gearing a little bit.
Oh, wait.
I might have to change the gearing a little bit.
I did get another wig. What's the difference between... What? I guess it's kind of blue-ish. I'll buy it, sure.
Also, I'm gonna say more after stream, but I've had a couple of days.
What kind of days?
Well, it all started yesterday morning, bright and early, at 6:45, when I had to leave to bring my sister and one of her friends to an event, like 45 minutes away. So I had to drive 45 minutes. Oh, the encoder's overloading again. I think I might know what's causing that. Oh, let me quickly do a quick trick. Clean all vehicles a couple of times. But after...
What the fuck?
You know, driving them to and from, I thought I'm gonna work on some brackets, which absolutely failed. Because bending 5mm worth of steel, at least in thickness, without the proper tools is just impossible to do it right. So I'm just gonna probably do it with a company that makes that stuff. Like, you might have heard of them, PCB Way. I've already checked the price, and getting 2 brackets will cost me like 50 euros to get them bent. So probably gonna go with a company like that, so I get the brackets properly. I still have to tap the holes myself, but that should be fine.
So I had one of those bot ads and I reported the guy, right?
Yeah.
You have submitted a SIG report that is covered under the digital service, blah blah blah. We have reviewed the content and could not identify a violation.
Did you put like scam,
Yeah, I did.
spam or bots, and then say that it was a scam, and you specifically said selling views?
Oh, I said selling bots.
Yeah, I always say selling views, and for some reason with me they accept that.
Wow. Whatever, he's banned anyway.
They banned from your chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. After bringing
My
sister,
chat is the only important chat.
but after bringing my sister and friend away and bringing those brackets, I thought, like, I was trying to use heat and thought, I need a lighter to light this burner so I can actually start burning, or actually start heating up the metal. So I thought, well, if I need lighters anyway, and it's around lunchtime, I'm just gonna get lunch. You know, you can buy those 2 things at the same place. So, perfectly fine. So I started driving towards the nearest grocery store. On the way there, my mom calls me 5 times. Because they were busy with the house and getting the house kind of from person, like, because it's sold, stuff had to happen. While they were doing that, they also needed my signature due to us basically putting a claim on part of my dad's money. Because he's not paying, so, or at least he hasn't paid anything yet, so we're just gonna assume he's not gonna be paying us. So we're just gonna legally take the money that he is, by law, owes us. Because alimony is a law. Like, you actually, if you have to pay it, you cannot just get out of it by not paying. It's a legal issue at that point. You don't have a debt at a bank, you have a debt at a person. And that's when my dad found out that he wouldn't be getting a lot of money. He's also planning to buy a house in Spain. So he needs money. And then he realizes he doesn't get money. Even though that would have been money he would have to pay us anyway. But just hasn't yet. So apart from that slight issue, so I arrived at, someone explained it, I sent an email that I was on my way to sign it, so I had to drive half an hour to get there. Once I got there, I just got out of the car, and then my dad arrived. He was mad. He was shaking mad. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that one, a person literally shaking from how mad they were, how angry. It was almost funny, honestly. Yeah, after that encounter, we had some lunch with my mother and my aunt because, well, they were there as well. And it was a good lunch. Worth it. And after that, I continued bending steel a little bit more, and then I went home the day after, and that was yesterday. And today I had to drive my grandpa to somewhere to lunch, or at least he asked me to, and I said yes because, well, eh. And I only stalled once. That was because today I drove in a manual, and yesterday I drove in an automatic. Automatics drive nice, by the way. Like you just shove it in drive, and stalling an automatic is a achievement if you manage to do it. Yeah. And I basically had like went to a recruitment agency for like a little bit of training, like, hey, if you're gonna apply to a company, like these are the things you should watch out for. He told me a story that at some point, one of the people that they had was that person arrived at the company drifting. Like, imagine arriving at a company you're going to work for, and their first impression of you is you drifting into their parking lot. What a power move. And also you have to dress nicely, because of course you have to dress nicely. That's why I'm still dressed nicely. But yeah. Today was also wet. I won't actually put a clamp in there. Yeah, so yeah, Jim, that's roughly what I've been up to the last few days.
Well, I've been dealing with Romanians the past few days.
Ah.
Romanians that think they know shit that they don't. And part of it's very funny, and part of it's very annoying.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I don't really want to go into too much detail on your stream, but basically what we're making, it's gonna go on a dam, and
Well, damn.
they're constantly worried, like, oh yeah, but how are we gonna put that on there? And then we are like, well, that's your job, because we have said it multiple times, we are not the ones to build the support for this. But anyway, so they keep being worried about that, right?
Yeah.
So I get to work today. And I check my email. I get an email.
No.
And it's like, it's a response on something I sent yesterday. Because yesterday they were like, hey, what is the upward angle on the thing? Like, that's fair, right? Like, that's fair. So I'd send that. Oh, and they also wondered, why do we use both 1 meter and 1.2 meter pipes?
As in diameters?
Yes.
Because that
And
would probably give the most
because,
optimal result.
because it's efficient. In both material and air. Like, in terms of the amount of air that's in. But anyway. But they responded to that, and they were like, yeah, thanks for saying that. Hey, we talked with some people here. What do you think about adding a basin filled with water, like, like on this side of the dam? And then the idea is like, so if a seal like breaks, then it will still flow, like the water will still flow through. And we just looked at each other, and we're like, do they realize that water will flow out of that in like 3 seconds? And on top of that, if they were constantly worried about putting a few pipes on a dam, how do they intend to support like a bathtub, you know?
They are not the brightest.
So I just sent them, like, because I technically didn't send them a lie. I just sent them, we discussed it over here, and from past experiences, we have determined that it's unnecessary if not detrimental. And that technically is the lie. We did talk about it. We talked about it for like 5 seconds. Because apparently, there's before I came in, they did already do some tests with that, like years ago for like another project.
And realize it
And
was absolute bullshit.
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything.
You can say from previous testing, we have found out that is
Yeah.
not an efficient design.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you for your patience. Now let us do our job. Let
Yeah,
the engineers do
anyway.
the engineering and not intervene with the engineers that engineer your product.
Well, now I don't have to fucking deal with that shit for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I get to go to a company on Monday. Yay. I get to sell myself again, because if you want a job, you basically
That makes it sound like you're a sex worker.
Well, you have to sell yourself. You have to make yourself interesting.
Yeah, and sex sells you.
Well, I'm starting on. I mean, we were talking about starting OnlyFans with just fans. I'm half tempted to actually do it, but then we have to occasionally go to a store that has a lot of fans, and just...
Yeah, but we don't have to buy them. We can just take pictures.
Just take a bajillion pictures of it and just upload one.
Go to the Media Markt. I'm sure they'll have like an entire wall of fans that we can spend an hour taking pictures in.
Or to a hardware store, or any store that has
IKEA
fans.
probably has some.
And just take pictures of them. Well, I'm actually thinking about... You have vacation, right?
Yeah.
Wait, won't you get into trouble with, like, legal stuff?
Would you?
Considering if you're not buying the fans?
I don't think so.
We should look... Before we do anything like that, let's first look into the legal stuff. Shall we?
I'll take the sword. They won't say anything about us taking pictures.
So, well, I think they won't, because we will be in handcuffs, because they realize that you are carrying a sword.
I do kind of wonder if you start walking around with a sword on your hip in the Netherlands, how many people would actually like report you to the police? I think a lot of people would just assume that it's like a toy, you know?
Or like, oh, this person's a cosplayer. He's just weird.
Yeah. Actually, you do get an exception for cosplay conventions, by the way. Like, then you're allowed to carry a sword, so long as it's not sharp.
Yeah, as long as it's not sharp, but you know, it does have to be like I get it at conventions, like it has to be that way, otherwise you're just gonna get in trouble. But it's also like,
Well,
of course, at conventions, you might even check with like they might just like want to see it and want to pull the blade out of the sheath to make sure that it's not sharp. And they're like, yeah, it's not sharp. You can trust me, bro. I'm totally not gonna stab people.
yeah.
Prevent that from happening. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people tend to not like being stabbed.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, but then why do so many people like sex?
Have you ever been to school? Have you ever been outside?
What do you mean, have you ever been to school? We know each other through school.
I hope you realize that sex doesn't involve knives, generally.
No, but it does include stabbing
Stabbing
and
what?
thrusting.
It hold on. I'm gonna have to look at the definition of a stab here. Because the definition of a thrust is a sudden movement, right?
Suddenly or violently.
Stab definition. Thrust a knife or another pointed weapon into someone so as to wound or kill.
Wait, is that actually the definition?
If you look up the word stab on Google, the Oxford language.
Thrust a knife or other pointed weapon into someone so as to want to kill.
Yeah.
Is there more? Hold on.
So, I don't think sex involves stabbing, no.
But you stab something into something else though.
Yeah, but stabbing is to wound or kill.
Well, it can sometimes wound.
Yeah, but
In fact, if a woman loses her virginity, it can bleed.
possibly not. It's not guaranteed.
I
It all
know.
depends
I know it's not guaranteed. You know why I know that?
what.
Because it happened in Berserk, and then I asked my mother, like, do women bleed after sex? And she was like, yeah, on the first time that can happen.
I guess from what I've learned, because I don't have experience with it, that it is basically all dependent on lubrication, either naturally produced or artificially applied. If you do that correctly, if you can manage to apply lube, then it should be fine. But if you don't, and you are both very nervous, then you might mess things up in such a way that yes, bleeding will occur.
I don't know. I already don't like sunscreen. I think I'm really gonna smear something on my dick.
Only one way to find out.
I realized something about myself yesterday evening. I don't know why I was thinking about this, but
What?
I realized something about myself.
What?
And I don't know if it's sad or not,
What?
but I realized, like, because I don't currently really care about having sex.
Yeah.
I was just like, I wouldn't mind trying it just for educational purposes, basically, like, just to see what it's like. Like not out of lust, not out of romance, not because I want children currently. I just to see what it feels like.
Just out of curiosity, like,
Yeah.
literal just welcome to Mythbusters.
Yeah, kind of.
Welcome to Mythbusters. Today's myth: does sex feel good?
Yeah.
On
I
one
don't know if
hand,
that's like sad or weird or whatever, but
that
it
is
is kind of
actually
true.
kind of sad.
Imagine revealing that to like your girlfriend or something.
Like, our relationship is purely education.
Well, it wouldn't have to be. It wouldn't have to be the entire relationship. But I would just be like, hey, you wanna try tonight? No, I don't care about having children. I just wanna know what it feels like.
You once you're done, just grab a notebook and start noting what. You start writing, start just like almost leaving a review of the experience, just like
Yeah,
5 stars or 1 star could be better.
No, no. I would describe in as much detail as possible what it feels like, so I can reference it if I ever have to write something that has to do with it.
Oh boy. Can you tell we both are just nerds who will probably never experience that type of thing?
Well, you know one place we can go.
God damn it. Yeah. Yeah.
Why do your streams always turn out like this?
I'm not the one that started this.
I know that, but
Although I might be the one that there might be of influence here.
Oh my god.
I might have started you on this path that you're walking right now.
Wait, that is a good question. I just said, oh my god, but like in the Bible, it's like lust is bad, and that's fair. But what would God, like, a lot of religious people are like, yeah, you should only have sex to have children.
Yeah.
But what would God think about having sex just to see what it's like?
Well,
It's not lust.
you can do both, technically.
Well, yeah. But the problem is that having children is kind of irreversible.
I once saw a post.
Oh no.
Yes, about saying that condoms aren't biodegradable, so don't use them. But I believe the children.
There are biodegradable ones. They used to put like a sheep's liver or something on their dick in the past.
Yeah, but like technically they aren't really biodegradable if you put that outside. However, somebody said like children cause a lot more pollution. And then in a comment underneath just said children are biodegradable. Yay.
Yeah.
You're not wrong with that. However, kind of concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah, they are, but not in a good way. Also, if humans were
What do you mean
really
not in a good way?
Well, for a child to be biodegradable, right? They
Yeah.
or to actually start degrading. Yeah, something had to have happened beforehand.
You realize we are also degrading right now. Like that just happens automatically already.
What do you think dust is?
Exactly.
Dead skin cells. Yeah. So if you don't have
Well,
ventilation,
amongst other things.
amongst other things, but also your dead skin cells. So technically, your dead body flies through the air.
It's one of those. There's one of those like sketches where there's like two elderly women, and one of them is like, "Did you know that your cells are constantly replacing each other, right?
Yeah.
So your body really is only about 20 years old, because cells can only get like 20 years old and then they die, and then a new cell takes over.
Yes.
So, or is it 20? It might actually be less. Might be 15. But it was certainly they have these two elderly women, and they have like like the what's it called, like I don't know what it's called in English, like a rollator, like a fucking.
Oh, like a walker type deal where.
Isn't it called like a, I don't know, whatever. And they're like, so they're like, wait, so we're actually teenagers? Yeah, yeah. And they just start like playing the game where you like ring someone's bell and run away.
Oh no. I wonder how many people have been annoyed by that at some point in their lives.
I used to be the little shit doing it, actually.
Huh. Just ring a bell and run away.
Along with two friends.
Of course, you never do it alone.
It was very funny because we did it like I didn't do it often. We did it from time to time. But one time we did it, and we found a street to do it in, and we did it, and we would hide behind like a bush, and then on one of the houses, the person opened the door, and we knew who that was. It was like the most intimidating kid in our class. Like for some reason, everyone was scared of him. I don't remember why. Everyone was just scared of this guy, and we were just like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, but at that point you don't run at that point because that would draw your attention.
No, we didn't run. We just stayed behind the bush.
Yeah. Wait for the coast to be clear, then run.
Yeah.
Was it a proper I'm gonna need some new pants moment?
No, not like that. But yeah. I don't know. It was kind of terrifying when we were like 9.
Yeah, you basically have like everything is interesting and everything gets you nervous and just.
I mean, the most terrifying moment of my life is still when YouTube tried to automatically dub a song in Dutch.
I guess you'll never emotionally recover from that.
Probably not. Why did they think that was a good idea? Why was it turned on automatically?
I have no idea. I have a spotlight there. I need to put rear lights in. Huh. I have a spot. Do we need any other switches here, though? I don't think I need any other switches. Wait, is this door still open? Yes, it is. For some reason, if I open up these two doors and then close them, they just kind of interfere with each other. Oh well. Visibility is kind of bad as in any car. But for my grandpa's car, that car has really good vision all around. Also, I just realized that I've been basically the cars that I've been driving have both just been like old people cars. Like just actually cars that are more aimed towards the elderly. And that is kind of haunting me at the moment. Because cars for old people are surprisingly easy to drive and just slow. Like my grandpa's car is really comfortable at 50 kilometers per hour. But it revs around at 3,000 RPM. On the highway. Like it doesn't have enough gear. Like it has 5 gears, and if you're in the 5th gear, if you want low revs, you're doing 80. You have to actually get higher in the rev range to match the speed. Wait, I do 12. What if I just say I want efficiency with 8? Ooh. Oh, oh. I think I know why this is happening. I think I know why my car is doing the dance of the beautiful dance of colliding physics. I think I know real well why it's doing it. Because I need to rotate my indicator thing 90 degrees. Because I removed a wedge that allowed the bonnet to go up even, the entire clamshell construction. Close, close. Great, the engine's done. For some reason, the engine sometimes messes up. Why don't my indicators indicate? I thought I connect... Seriously? Hold on. This one doesn't do anything? Yet this one puts the wrong indicator on. That is surprisingly frustrating. Also, how much fuel am I using? Barely any. Okay. I'm barely using any fuel. 300... Over 300 liters of fuel. Right, turns out this... Yeah. Alrighty then. Output left needs to definitely be inverted. So this needs to be a less than... Wait. I also need an invert. Fine, we'll grab a function. That annoys me. You don't have a numerical inverter in there. You have to do x times -1 in order to invert a number. Right, this should work. Right now, if I turn this way, that indicator turns on. If I turn this way, that indicator turns on. Oh, good. That indicator keeps being turned on if I even go slightly over 1. If I'm oh, encoder overloading. Yay. Right, so apparently if I do minus... and it's less than 0.5, then it should turn on. It's a steering right, but if it's greater than 0. Wait, why is there a function in between here? This function has no use. Right, we're gonna turn this way, which turns that on. Like that, and then we do like 0.2 because you do less steering and you want your indicators to turn on then. See, now they turn a lot quicker. Start the engine at 6 RPS. Like really low revving. Like I have to gently apply the clutch actually. To make it not stall out. Yeah, you wanna know where when I was driving my grandpa's car today, stalled out the one time? I somehow managed to stall it when parking it back at my grandpa's place. I was, as per usual, reversing it into a parking spot because screw people that park in, that just go front first into a parking spot. Especially if you drive a crossover, an SUV, or a station wagon, your rear end is tall, or a hatchback even. We will not be able to see over that. So we have less visibility when driving back out of a spot. Also, if you're parking backwards, you get to drive front first out of a spot, which means you have better visibility. You can react quicker because you're closer to the front, and the front of your car is lower. Loading becomes easier because the back of your vehicle is now closer towards either the sidewalk or other stuff, so you can just walk out. And overall, it shows more skill. So to everybody around the world, please try and park backwards into a spot. The world will thank you for it. And if you do it in one go, you will look skilled. Like even after stalling, I managed to park it perfectly. Like it was straight, it was in the center of the spot. I was proud of myself for parking like that. Also, Twitch gave me a recommendation earlier. Because Twitch sometimes does it where it gives you a recommendation for like what to watch. Like
Yeah,
you
I
might like this
noticed,
one.
and I don't think I've ever had it. I was like, yeah, I'm interested in that.
Yeah. But I got one that I was interested in.
Me.
No.
Oh.
King Ducky.
Oh yeah.
They're like, huh, yeah, sure, I will also follow.
Wait, is he live right now? Hold on.
Not sure. Was, at least, because I get a notification.
Well, I know he was.
Wee boink. Which way
Oh,
is
he
up?
is. He is live right now.
Which way is up? I guess I go forward. Doing 90 kilometers per hour already.
What is he even playing? He's playing Minecraft, but he's on like a big bedrock platform, which is random blocks scattered everywhere.
Huh. This thing can climb perfectly. Like, this thing is just... This has the power to climb this mountain. Like, at speed. Oh boy, lag. Not at this moment, please. Not at this moment. No, 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 no. No. I got lag at the worst possible time. Like, I got lag right when I needed to... Right when I wanted to go up. But nope, I'm gonna drop down, damage the car, fire, everything. You know, the whole death. Yeah. All because the... I think there's actually a memory leak somewhere in the program. That, like, occasionally solves itself. Now I want to go in here and paint this bloody block. You know what? I'm just gonna paint this, then grab white blocks, put these back, then paste this back in there again, merge it, and be done.
I am so confused.
What?
I just asked him what the game even is. Like in Minecraft, like on the server. And he kind of explained it, and I still don't get it. Oh no, there's crates. There's
It's a pay to win server. Aren't those technically banned by Mojang's EULA? If I remember
depends on
correctly.
how it's done. If it resembles real gambling, then yes, it's not allowed.
Well, according to the Dutch government, loot boxes are gambling. How do I know this? If you're in the Netherlands, you try open a loot box, you will be stopped. Like, once they know you're in the Netherlands, they're like, well, actually, we're not allowed. On one hand, I understand. Like, not everybody can handle loot boxes. Some people just go mad and be like, I want this. I want the box. But oh well. We'll have to deal with bullshit governments anyway. We get to vote soon, actually, in a couple of months. It's gonna be voting time.
Wait, when is that again?
October. I'm out from the top of my head. So yeah, should be fun. Oh. I'm sure we'll get the massive lists of people that are going to be up for vote, like up to vote for. like list of candidates. We're gonna get that. If you're getting that through the mail already, like you're gonna get an envelope with just a map-sized piece of paper.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to like go outside to your local parking lot to like actually be able to see the whole thing.
Now you just have to have a big table. You have to clear the table and just shove like everything to the side. Just put it on there, and then go look for funny lost names. Like, I would recommend doing that, Jim. Just look for funny lost names. It is a lot more entertaining than the actual government stuff. Also, my grandpa's car has a weird reverse.
I just noticed this on an old version of Minecraft.
Like, usually if you are going to shift into reverse, right? What you do is you push it down and you shove it into gear. That's how that's how reverse gear works, right? My grandpa's car does it a little bit different. Of course, it's an Italian car, so what do you expect from it? But with my grandpa's car, you have to lift up a ring underneath the knob in order to make it, in order for it to allow reverse. Once you're in reverse, it's perfectly fine. You just have to rev a little bit. Right. Take 2 of climbing the hill. No, don't go lagging right now. If you decide to lag right now again, like you did last time, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, keep the power up, and fly right over. Handbrake off. It's a near vertical acceleration what I'm doing right now. Boom. Screenshot moment. Wait, let's actually do camera mode here. Hide the player. Reveal the view extra wide. Camera colorize. Time of day. Border. Logo. No. Vignette. No. Film grain. No. Hide. And this is a background and a half. Just don't mind me just doing a random photo shoot with my car. Let me, in the meantime, because I'm up on the hill, press a button and press my foot pedal down. Because I will be ending it here soon because of reasons. The reason being time, and it's getting decently late, and I kind of want to wrap it up, so yeah. If you like what you saw, maybe want to see more of it, make sure to let me know through any channel. Either being Twitch chat, YouTube comments, because this will be ending up on YouTube as a VOD. I highly recommend you check that out if you missed any episodes or any streams or anything. It will be uploaded there. Or through Discord, which I'm in a call every time on, or most of the times on this server, so you can actually see what I'm up to, and a little bit of maybe some recommendations, some content, updates on if I'm going to be late, as like today I was having trouble with Wi-Fi, so that had to be solved. And yeah, Next stream is next Wednesday. It will be probably Factorio again, with trying to expand the research a little bit more, so I can just do more research in general, and speed existing stuff up. And yeah, with all that said, I hope I see everybody next Wednesday, and I wish everybody a very pleasant evening, night, morning, or afternoon. And for me, goodbye.